We can then have the floor over to you guys, YLPs. I'll first invite Naira. Come, Naira.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Naira. I'm going to be the sergeant Tom's for today.
Come forward. Speak a little louder. To everybody. Once again.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Naira. Today I'm going to be the sergeant Tom. I welcome the president and
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So, why is progress or perfection important? Can you tell? Progress or perfection is important because you can, instead of targeting your goals, you can at least try to achieve it. In the sense, you can try your best to achieve your goal in a progress with where you go on. You can't just okay, if you can't reach your goal, you just stop it. So you have to keep on trying everything, and for that progress is required for people to get into the to reach that goal which you want to achieve one day. You can't just stand by the goal. You can't just stand by what you can't reach. So you have to keep on trying day by day and reach that goal. Now see, I have done 3 surgeries from in my six years, 8 years, and I had a surgery last year. And my full right side was paralyzed, and now the leg is fine, and I'm working on the hand. Uh, So that is how I've progressed with my life. I've tried my best. Let's see how the day goes. So I hand it over to the secretary.
Next.
I hand it over to the Toastmaster.
Continuous improvement is better than delayed perfection. Progress. Just make progress. It's okay to have setbacks and the need for do-overs. It's okay to draw a line in the sand and start over again and again. Just make sure you're moving the line forward. Move forward, take small steps, and then change will come and it will be good. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and YLPs.
Good morning.
I'm Dhruti and I'll be your Toastmaster of the day. So I would like to welcome you all. Having said that, I would like to start today's meeting with a fun game. I'm sure over the 7 weeks, we all have learned how to speak a little better. But now let's see how well we can act. So we're going to play a game of charades, dumb charades. You know how it works, right? So I have a few words written on a sheet of paper, and anyone can come up and enact the word, and the audience can guess it. So who would like to come?
Who wants to volunteer? Come on. YLPs. You have 2 more classes today and the next one. Make the most out of it. Go for it. Stop it up. Are you waiting for it?
Let's go, guys. It's a game.
It's fun. Okay, you have 1 Toastmaster and 1 YLPs.
Okay, come. Who's gonna come with me?
Monika's going.
Guys,
Going to come.
come.
Yes, go.
Okay, this is easy. Okay, the first guess goes to her, and then everyone else will guess. Okay. Titanic, Shah Rukh Khan. Hollywood and Bollywood, but yeah, Shah Rukh Khan. Let's give us a big round. Who else next? Does she do it and then I guess? Yeah, okay. Help me all of you. Is this Bollywood and Hollywood?
No, it's random.
Okay. What? Hammer? Hammer? Eva. Thank you.
Let me explain how the Toastmaster meeting goes. Any Toastmaster meeting is divided into three parts. The first part consists of the prepared speeches, the second part consists of the table topic sessions, and the third part consists of the evaluation session, where our general evaluator will give us a report on the meeting. So with that, I would like to introduce our general evaluator, Toastmaster 1. She is one of the youngest Toastmasters in the club, and I really adore her enthusiasm and energy. Her view on the theme is that perfection is impossible and progress is necessary. And she lives by the thought, progress is perfection of life.
Good morning, Vibrants. First of all, I need energy, guys. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, I will be your general evaluator and almost coming to the end of the YLP. I'm sure all of you know what a general evaluator does. I'm going to evaluate everyone who comes on the stage, right from SA to the table topic master, because after that I will again come, right? So I'm going to do that, and for that I need some help. So for that, first of all, I'm going to call the timer. Valpi and Aditi.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So, as you all know, I am the timer. I will time the table topics, speakers, formal speeches, and evaluations. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red card. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards, which donate specific time remaining. Table topic speakers should limit their remarks to no more than 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will raise the green card. At 1 minute and 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. At 2 minutes, I will raise the red card. Those giving speeches should limit their remarks to the specific speech times. Icebreaker speeches should be 4 to 6 minutes in length. At 4 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 5 minutes, I will raise the yellow card. At 6 minutes, I will raise the red card. Most other speeches should be 5 to 7 minutes in length. At 5 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 6 minutes, I will raise the yellow card. At 7 minutes, I will raise the red card. The individual evaluation should be between 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. At 3 minutes, I will raise the red card. Thank you.
Just a little addition to that, Aditi, I just want you to keep in mind that if any speaker exceeds the time, you need to keep the red card up all the time until they finish and go back. Okay, so that all of you are in that pressure to complete because you have some time given, right? Next, we will call our counter Sky.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The purpose of the R counter is to note words and sounds that are used as crunch or pause fillers. By anyone who speaks during the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including
well, but so, and I will also listen for filler sounds, including I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or a phrase, such as I or this means this. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used the expression. Like, last but not the least, our grammarian Harinita.
Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am the grammarian for the day. For today's meeting, the word of the day is meticulous, which means showing great attention to details. Example of word is she planned her trip meticulously. Thank
Great job. So, addition to that, I want all of you to snap your fingers if someone uses the word of the day. Can you all do that for me? Okay, will you keep that in mind? Great. And just to end with, I will make your work and my work super simple. What I'm going to be evaluating all of you on is everything you've learned in the YLP session. One is your preparation. Have you prepared well? Two, does whatever you're speaking have some structure? Three is your delivery. When you come to delivery, I see how you're using the stage, how you're using your hand, how you're using your tone, your gap, all of that, okay? So this is the last session, guys. As Leona told, experiment here. You're all learning, and with energy, I want this meeting to go on. Is that okay? Yes? Yes? Yes. Back to you, Tina.
Before we start the prepared speeches, I would like to request the speakers to give their books to their evaluators. Now, I would like to call Govind, who is evaluating our books.
Yeah, you could just see what is the criteria of the speech.
Good morning, all.
Good morning.
I will be evaluating Abhinav, and his title of the speech is The Family Trip. So, all the best, Abhinav.
Focus. Speak up with focus.
The purpose of this project is for the member to practice using vocal variety or body language to enhance the speech. Best of luck.
Now we have Abhinav, whose speech title is Family Trip. He's a badminton player and he loves swimming. His thoughts on today's theme is that if you want to progress in life, you require a break from whatever you're doing as a pleasure to achieve.
Vacations come and go, but happy experiences are forever. I'm here to have more experiences and great memories. Hello everyone, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Abhinav and today I'm going to give you a speech on my recent vacation to Stone Valley Resort, Sakleshpura. Sakleshpura is one of the hill stations in the Western Ghats. It is covered with tea, coffee and spice plantations. Coming back to the resort, we stayed here for 3 days and 2 nights. In the previous week, we went on Thursday and came back joyfully on Saturday. Vacations become joyful not only necessarily with the place, but the people associated with us. My parents, my sister, and my father's friend's family accompanied me. We had a blast together. I really wonder how these 3 days even passed because each and every moment I have enjoyed, like eating breakfast in the morning, getting in the pool and staying there for at least 2 to 3 hours. I only came out when I felt hungry. We also enjoyed other things. Like there was a tire where we used to swing it. And we also played some games like cricket, badminton, football, foosball, and then table tennis. I really did not get to know how to play table tennis, but I managed. I played all these games with the people who came there, like guests like us. I even made a lot of friends, and my father appreciated me for them. I even did 2 to 3 things more, like spending more time with my parents. I learned new skills. I also played with an year-old kid for the first time in my life. After I came from the vacation, I started feeling I'm like this, I'm more productive. And me and my sister felt that we were the happiest amongst the green. But the one thing that made me sad was that this was an expensive site for my father. And then I realized that how much does he do to make me happy. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhinav, for that wonderful speech. Next up, we have Jayashna. Her speech title is Preparing for Mandala Art. Her hobbies are planting and art. And her thought on today's theme is that if you practice and enjoy a process, you can reach your goal.
How many of you love art? Well, today I today I'll be telling you all how I learned doing art. Good morning, Toastmasters and YLP.
Good morning.
There are many types of art, like mandala art, Madhubani art, and doodle art. You all know that all the arts are gorgeous. But as I love the shaped circle, so I thought that I would like to tell you all the aspects of mandala art. Mandal in Sanskrit means circle. Mandal art is a geometric design of uh, geometric design and a pattern that represents cosmos and ideas. Mandal art also gives us patience. It is all about finding peace in the symmetry of the design. When you're drawing mandal art, you feel much calmer and peaceful, and your breathing and your heartbeat level slows down. Now comes my story. My mom enrolled me for an art class. There, we first were taught the easy level where we learned how to draw circles. Then came the middle level where we learned how to draw designs. And then came the hard level which was not that easy because I was practicing in my field. I would like to say that if you practice, you will reach your goal. Now I would like to show you all some mandal arts. This was the first one which I did. Then this one, and this, and this. I would like to give you all mandal arts where you can color them. Thank you.
So now we can play another round. So who would like to come?
Slope is wide. Okay. Slope is wide. Go, Patsy. Go ahead. I'm not great. Want to go? Huh?
Can I just give a clue?
Huh? PK. Is it a movie? Is it a movie? Dreamer. Gazer. He's gazing at the stars. Who is it? A star gazing. Star gazing. Oh, nice. Star gazing. Magic.
Harry Potter.
Lasso.
Yeah.
Harry
Harry
Potter.
Potter.
Oh.
Next up, we have Prachi, whose speech will be evaluated by. So, we have Pranavi, her speech title is Inspirations.
Hello and good morning.
Good morning.
I'm sure you have felt inspired by six. This is my third speech and I'm speaking about regular incidents which I had inspiration. Let me begin by talking about the YLP sunshine sessions. It is very nice to see many of us put in effort and present our speeches every week. The inspiration I draw from here is preparing and presenting my thoughts. I would also like to tell you that I've tried making cake out of onions and fruit tea. I'm inspired to use my hand in some cooking because I see my mother work in the kitchen daily at least. I make meals after meals easily. Next inspiring person I would like to tell you is my art teacher at school. I've learned a lot from her, which helps me make small artifacts I take classes for Sanskrit right now from my teacher called Kalyani Aunty. She also used to teach me shlokas, and she also teaches Kannada, math, and also Hindi. She is very inspiring. She knows so much. I would like to end my speech with a riddle. What does December have which no other month has?
What does December have?
Which no other month has.
Christmas. Snow.
It continues to know. December.
What does December have that no other month has? New Year. New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve.
What? The
Santa
letter
Claus.
D. The letter D.
The
The
letter
letter
D.
D.
The letter D. Oh.
D. Thank you.
D. D. You got that right.
Now we have Shlok, whose speech will be evaluated by Vivan. His speech title is Roar on the Ground. His thought on today's theme is that when you take one step at a time to improve yourself, you progress. Each step leads you to perfection. So progressive leads you to perfection.
Who here knows how it feels when a metal rod is shoved down the middle of your foot? Well, I do, and it's not pleasant. Good morning, Toastmasters and YLP.
Good morning.
Good morning. Last March, when I was in my football class at Barca Academy, in the middle of the game, my feet started to hurt a lot. It was unbearable for a few minutes, so I rested and got going again. Afterwards, I didn't think much of it. But as time passed by in July and August, I got a brand new pair of shoes from Nike, as my old ones were small. And I was playing yet another game, but this time with my brand new shoes. And just then, I felt tremendous pressure on the middle of my left foot. I was so confused how my new shoes were exerting so much pressure on my feet, and my previous foot pain became dominant. Through this incident, I found out about something unusual, something excess in my feet. Well, to simplify it, I have extra bone growth in the middle of my foot, called the navicular accessory bone. The bone is shaped like a bow. It grows along with another bone called the navicular bone. For few, it occurs in only one leg, but I have in both. Um, uh, since I play football, I found out about the excess bone growth. And if I didn't do a sport, I would not have known anything about it. I visited 3 doctors last year to investigate further about my pain. The first one was when I went to show my twisted ankle. The doctor said it was all fine and gave me a ointment to apply. He then told me to get an X-ray just to make sure nothing had happened to me. So I did. I gave him the X-ray. He looked at it and told me that there was excess bone growth in the middle of my foot and recommended me to meet a pediatric orthopedic. So I did. He told me to do 2 exercises every day. One where you stand on your toes and one where you stand on your heels. 20 times every day. So I did. 3 months passed, 4 months passed, 5 months passed. Nothing really happened. So I went to another doctor. This doctor told me to do 20 different exercises every day and gave me some insole arches to use since I was flat footed. I'm working on getting an arch in my foot. So foot shapes help me to get the excess bone growth in place. Don't we take it for granted to have a painless body? Now I care for each part of my body, and what motivates me is playing football every day and to be in good health and fitness. Thank you. Over to you.
Last but not the least, we have Prachi, whose speech will be evaluated by Vinny. Her speech title is The Old and the Older.
So, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
How many of you have watched the Disney movie Hercules? How many of you have watched the Disney movie Hercules?
Any Disney.
No, the Disney movie Hercules.
Hercules.
Yes.
Animation.
Adam?
Animation.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a quite popular movie, but yeah, from the ones who watched it, there's at least one quite notable character that you must have seen, and that is none other than the by Super Sea villain, the ruler of the underworld, Hades. Now, how many of you truly know the true story behind this haunting individual? So, did you know that his love story was one of the most progressive in its era? Because firstly, I'd like to mention that the Greek mythos is full of horrific relationships due to how importantly the gods used to treat their lovers, um, to the point where the Greek mythos had to be heavily sanitized in order for it to even be seen by children, and completely reversed in order for it to be perceived well. Um, this is because the gods in these mythos didn't represent virtue or goodness; they represented reality, which is a striking difference. But because of heavy Christian influence, when the Theogony of Hesiod, which is the book where all the mythologies were kept in, came to foreign lands, uh, Hades was unfairly casted as the villain of these mythos. Even though, if you had ever read it, you would see that Hades is actually a pretty neutral figure, and even extremely helpful at times. And his love story is actually quite a bittersweet loving one. Persephone, the goddess of spring, daughter to Demeter, the goddess of harvest, had caught the eye of Hades, who had fallen very deeply in love with her, and used to watch her on the surface from the underworld. And as he had been observing her for quite a while, he wanted to marry her. So he kidnapped her, which doesn't sound great, but to be fair to Hades, this whole operation was engineered and puppeteered by his big brother, Zeus. So, Demeter was, after Demeter couldn't find Persephone, she asked the sun god where Persephone had gone, because from his lofty vantage point, he would have seen the whole kidnapping situation. So when the sun god told Demeter what had happened, she grew furious and she went into a rage. And she became so upset that as the goddess of harvest, she stopped producing harvest, and a bitterly cold winter followed suit. Many people were dying, and Zeus, seeing all this commotion and chaos, decided that he needed to stop it. So he sent down many gifts to Demeter in order for her to become happy again. And when that didn't work, he sent a messenger down to the underworld in order to get Hades and Persephone to divorce. Now, the reason Zeus did this was not because he liked humans at all. Actually, in fact, he made it pretty clear that he did not care for but the only reason he wanted to protect them was because without people, there were no divine sacrifices made to the gods. So, therefore, if they were all dead, they would not get any more divine sacrifices. When Hades heard the news, he told Persephone that she should definitely go back up to the surface and meet her mother. But he also told her that he would want her to visit sometime, as he would greatly miss her. And even though Persephone gave him her word, he still got very paranoid and decided to trick her so that she would find herself in the world, so that she'd have to come visit at least sometime. After Persephone found her mother, Demeter immediately started harvesting him. However, since Persephone had to go back down to the underworld, Demeter would become sad again, and the winter would come back. This is the Greeks' way of explaining seasons, because as they didn't have any Scientology back then, this is the way they would explain how seasons would summer, spring, winter, autumn. Now, the reason I tell you this story is because not just because of its meticulousness, but also because it was an extremely progressive story in its era. And it's not a perfect story either. And don't get me wrong, Hades is not a perfect character by any means, but he is an extremely misunderstood one. And my message to you is that history is fractured. There will always be inaccuracies, but it's our job to understand and search for the real truth, even though we may never find that. But we should at least give it a try. So whenever winter arrives again, just think about this to warm your heart. the haunted Hades is with his beautiful girl. Thank you.
So now we can play another round.
Go.
Spider-Man.
Reading and
Staring. The bit annoying. Staring. Are you acting?
silent. Silent.
Quiet, good, quiet.
Lion.
Monster.
Tiger.
Quiet place, a quiet place.
Lion.
Tiger, what?
It was a quiet line.
It's not
Lion.
quiet.
Okay.